Hey everybody, it's Luke over at Galaxy Tech Review, and today I've got the Amber X Smart Personal Cloud Storage Device for review. And what this will do is this will allow you to free up a lot of space on your devices so that you can back things up without having to use a cloud service where your information will be saved on data centers. You will have total control of your data with the Amber X. We're going to dig into this right now, and I'll be right back. Okay, so let's do a quick unboxing here to show you guys exactly what comes in the box. You're going to get some literature here, and this is always helpful to hang on to. It's in a couple different languages. It's going to show you some basic specs, but speaking of specs, let me go over those really quickly with you so that you guys can see exactly what the Amber X has for specifications. Okay, so let's talk about specs here. With the ports, you're going to get an SD card reader. So you get a full SD card reader on here. Probably very helpful for someone who is a photographer that uses SD cards regularly. You do get an HDMI 2.0 4K output port on this, as well as a gigabit Ethernet port. You do get a USB 3.1 Gen 1 Type A port, and you can plug in a USB drive or an external hard drive to actually make this bigger. So you do get 512 gigabytes of high-speed SSD internal storage here, but with that expansion, you can also add an external hard drive to give you even more storage. Now it has 802.11 AC, so you will get 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi on this as well, a 64-bit 6-core ARM Cortex processor, and 2 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM. Now this only weighs about 300 grams, and it's about 5 inches by 5 inches by 1.5 inches. So very small footprint on the Amber X. Okay, so you can go to myamberlife.com and check out the apps that they have for this. You can get it on Google Play and, of course, the App Store if you have an iOS device. You can also set things up with either one of those, and you can also go and get the app for PC as well. I'll kind of touch on that a little bit more in the video. What else do they give you? They give you a gigabit Ethernet cable, and this is cool. If you want to wire this directly to your router, you can do that if you don't want to use either 2.4 gigahertz or 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi. And then, of course, they give you a power adapter as well to power the unit. Now, the beauty of this is that if you unpower the unit on your own or unplug it, your data is not accessible by anyone. So looking at the main unit itself, it's got some nice venting at the top, a little LED on the bottom front there, and then some nice feet to keep it in place with a reset hole on the bottom. Now you do have a full SD card slot here on the side, and on the back you're going to have your power button, you're going to have your power input, and then in the middle you're going to have a HDMI 2.0 port here that is capable of 4K, and this is to output to maybe a TV. If you want to share your photos or movies, you can do that directly to a TV. Gigabit Ethernet port is here, and also a full USB 3.1 port, and that is awesome because you can use a USB stick or even an external hard drive to give you even more space on this than the 512 gigabyte SSD that comes pre-installed. So there is some expansion here, and they have thought of this, and I think that is a really great idea. So if you do not want your information held by, Apple for iCloud or Microsoft for OneDrive, and you don't want it on their data centers, then this is something that you should definitely look into because all the data is your own. It's all contained there, and you have it privately and securely. Okay, so I've got everything hooked up here. We're going to use the Amber iX app on Android. Again, you can also get it for iOS. Super simple to set up here. It basically talks you through everything. Very easy to do here. At the bottom, you've got a cloud storage. They offer you 2 gigabytes of cloud storage for free. And then the middle button is your Amber. We need to set it up. It needs to verify my account with adding a password. When you first set up the app, it's going to ask you to set up an account. And then you will be in the device selection menu. So I'm going to pick Amber X. It does have the other Amber or Amber Pro, and it will give you a very detailed step-by-step guide, as you can see here. So this is kind of foolproof. They really did a good job on this to making sure that you know to have everything done. Now the total setup here does take some time. I'm going to cover most of it, so if you guys want to skip ahead you can, but they even give you a checklist here, which is really nice, just to make sure that you have everything and you are set up and ready to go. So mine is blinking yellow. I am ready to go. I've got Bluetooth and location services on. I've got my SSID for my Wi-Fi, so we're going to go to Discovery, and we are going to wait for it to come back. Now again, this is really a great product if you do not want to share your information with other companies, say be it Microsoft or Apple or whoever you're using for your cloud backup. And also, you don't have to pay for it. It's pretty much once you buy the Amber X, you own it. You don't have to pay a monthly fee for backing things up or anything like that. So those are major advantages here. And also the fact that I found that once I backed everything up to my Amber X, I could delete a lot of things off of my phone and save a ton of space on my actual device for taking new pictures. So what we're doing right now is we are connecting to the Amber X to the home Wi-Fi, and you're going to have to put in your Wi-Fi name and password. And what this does is this uploads the information from the app to the Amber X, so that every time you power it off, or if you lose power or restart it, it will automatically know all your information and will be able to be right back on your network. So kind of a necessary thing to do there. Super simple and easy. Just throw in your Wi-Fi password and it will connect and upload that information to the device and be good to go. Okay, so once the process completes, you're just going to have to hit the Start Using Amber button, and you can notice that the LED is now a solid blue on the Amber unit itself. So we're going to do that. And then it's going to bring us into our settings menu, where you can check your Amber. You can set settings for backup and upload. You can check some of the general settings as well. So if we go in, it's going to show me kind of at a glance how much space I'm using. I'm using 2.5 gigabytes of 467 gigabytes. It does have a 512 gigabyte SSD inside, but of course, with the formatting and also with the fact that it has a Amber OS that it runs on the device itself, you're going to be using about 2.5 gigabytes, and you're only going to get about 467 gigabytes total usage. It's going to give you some stats here for this. You're going to see your IP address, how much space you're using, your system uptime, the status, the OS version, the LED brightness, which you can change. And of course, there's an option for external USB drive, where you can put that USB stick in, or a external USB full hard drive to extend the storage beyond that 500 gigabytes that you get off the SSD. There's other things that you can go in here and mess around with as far as a backup and upload settings. You do have your camera roll backup. Of course, that's going to be what most people are going to be using this for. You can see that my phone storage is using about 46 or 47 gigabytes. And if I upload everything and then delete it off my phone, I'm going to reclaim, about 50 gigabytes of storage, which is very, very nice. Background services, you're going to probably want to leave those on for camera roll backup and downloads and uploads. So those are just normal, just kind of giving you an overview of the general settings here as well. App notifications are on. You can turn them off if you do not want them, and you do have a develop mode as well. You upload all your files from your phone, you can go back into the AmberX app here, and you can see when it was backed up. You can see that I have a total backup of 518 items here. I can view my backed up items, so we'll do that. And you can see that I do have some photos here, some of the moon that I took with the S21 Ultra, and I can look at that. I can look at it in full screen. I can go down here and I can start a slideshow. I can download this to the device if I want to. I can add it to an album and organize it that way. I can copy it. I can look at photo info, and of course I can share it, which is awesome. This is where you can share this with anybody, either share via email, and you can set what you want to do. You can export it to another app as well, so it'll download a copy to my phone, and then it will be able to be used in another app. So sharing it is great. This is a really good thing to have here for being able to share this with anyone from anywhere. So if I'm away from home and say I'm in another state, or I'm even in another country, and I want to share something that I have backed up with someone, I can share it right away, and it's of course not taking up space on my phone. So that is excellent. Overall, it's got a really nice interface here with a lot of options for you to check out. Okay, so the last thing I want to talk about here with the AmberX is the security that they've put into place here for this as well. They have that huge privacy first up there, and they really do kind of back it up with the security. Now, the encrypted data transfer and transport is going to be TLS version 1.2 using OpenSSL 1.0.2p. And basically what that is, it's end-to-end encrypted data transfer, so you're not going to have to worry about anybody except intercepting your data transfers when you're uploading to it or sharing it with somebody else. So that is definitely great on the security side. Now, one last thing they do is you can actually enable disk encryption for the internal SSD drive using dmcrypt AES and XTS cipher. So they really have this thing on lockdown if that's what you're looking for to keep your data safe, and most people are. In general, if you want to get away from paying subscriptions for online services such as iCloud or OneDrive and having your data being backed up on a Microsoft or Apple's data centers, and those are just two examples, of course, then this is something that you want to look into. I'm going to replace backing up to OneDrive with this device in my personal setting just because it's a privacy concern, and I think that this is a great alternative for that, especially since it's small. It has a ton of storage out of the box. It's not overly expensive, and it's expandable. So that means if I run out of storage on it, I can add more. So far, I really like everything that the AmberX has to offer, and I am definitely giving it a thumbs up. This was Luke from Galaxy Tech Review. If you have any questions or comments about this device, please leave them in the comment section below, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Remember to like, and if you guys haven't subscribed yet, please do so because that always helps me out, and I'll check you guys out on the next video.